for?
Vampires.
Ah, of course. Carla, what's your favorite vampire movie?
What's a vampire movie? Can you name one? Never saw it.
It's like
What
a
about
boat
like
shoot.
Twilight?
Nope.
The right one?
Never saw it. Wait, what's the one?
Like
The original, like
original Dracula.
Nosferatu. So 2 things to love about this recipe for shrimp scampi. Number 1 is garlic, and number 2 is butter, which is already over there. And all good recipes start with butter and garlic. I mean, basically the shrimp in the shrimp scampi are there so that you can get the pan sauce and dip the bread into it. Like, that's the point of shrimp scampi, I'm pretty sure. All right, so we have a pound of large shrimp. I feel like everything could go into here. Oh. Pound of large shrimp. So I'm taking a clove of garlic and I am grating it. This is going to make a marinade. I don't want the garlic to be in big chunks because I want it to kind of get everywhere. So if I were to slice this or smash this and then toss it into the shrimp, some of the shrimps would get a little garlic action and a bunch of the other ones wouldn't. And then those guys would be like, how come you guys got the garlic? Or garlic, as Mary Sue would say. No, it's really Susan Feniger who says garlic. She's the best. 2 hot tamales.
What's 2 hot tamales?
Oh, what isn't 2 hot tamales? 2 hot tamales was like, 2 hot tamales was one of the original greatest Food Network shows before Food TV. Not that network necessarily, but like before food was like an entertainment game show kind of genre. 2 hot tamales were there, and they're amazing. Oh, I love them so. All right, so I've grated the garlic. I'm also going to salt the shrimp. That's 1 teaspoon, roughly. This marinade is not going to marinate for very long. In the recipe, it's going to tell you 30 minutes to an hour. Did I marinate it for 30 minutes to an hour every time I made this recipe at home? No, I didn't. Would it have been better? Probably. If you have the time, I think it's worth it. Shrimp is a pretty delicate protein, so this doesn't have to sit for very long. It's half an hour. So say you just got home, you're going to make dinner, just throw the bag of shrimp into a bowl, get the garlic, the salt, the oil, and just stick it in the fridge. And then in that amount of time, do the rest of your prep. And then it'll be about half an hour. And then you just take them out and go to the thing. So that's how I'm going to do it. So then the other 2 cloves of garlic. And really, when you think of shrimp scampi, you think, oh, it's like so garlicky. It's so much garlic. It's not that much garlic. It's only 4 cloves of garlic. It's just that there's really very little else going on, and it's not competing with other flavors. There's not a lot of greens. There's not a long cooking. Flash in the pan type of situation. And then that's kind of it. That didn't take half an hour, but maybe I changed into my cozies. Maybe I took a quick shower. Maybe walked a dog. I don't have a dog, but that could be a thing that you could do while you're waiting. Shrimp scampi, isn't that usually served with angel hair pasta? First of all, angel hair pasta is the devil, and no one should ever eat it or think about it. It's the worst. You could have it with spaghetti or linguine. So this whole thing, when I get up to the point where we're making the pan sauce, 100% pour that over pasta. All right, oil. Ooh, pretty hot. So the first step is just cooking the shrimp, and I'm not even going to cook them all the way through. You can smell the garlic right away. 2 reasons why you do this really quickly. One is that shrimp just cook really quickly. They're going to go into the sauce at the end. I don't want them to overcook. And the other reason is because that garlic was grated, and it's very tiny pieces and hot pan. You don't want to burn the garlic. Toasted garlic is a great flavor. Burnt garlic is not a flavor that most people enjoy. These guys are getting a little color on them, light pink, not all the way cooked through. The reason that I'm using the slotted spoon is because the oil that's left in the pan is going to be used to cook the rest of the garlic that I sliced. So if I were to just dump it onto this plate, then I wouldn't have enough oil in the pan. So this way you're not adding oil twice. And olive oil, you know, it's not free. All right, 1 escaped. Okay, so garlic, thinly sliced with the chili flakes. Again, these are going to cook really fast. So As soon as you smell that delicious garlicky smell, maybe your roommate comes in and says, dude, that's my dude voice, that's my guy voice. Your roommate comes in and says, dude, what are you cooking? It smells so good. You're like, just garlic and oil, brah. All right, butter. Oh, did I do that wrong? Yeah, I did it wrong. I think we have to start over. Trying to be funny. Screwed up the recipe. Second take. So when your garlic is starting to smell very aromatic to the point where other people that you live with come out of the woodwork, quarter cup of oil, quarter cup of white wine. In general, I don't really believe in like cooking wine. If the wine tastes so bad that you wouldn't even want to drink it, then I just don't think you should cook with it either. It's not going to magically transform into something that tastes really good. That said, if it's a recipe that calls for 3 cups of wine, don't use a $60 bottle. I would choose something that would go well with your shrimp scampi. Like a nice crisp white, go with Italian, maybe a Fiano, something like that. This sauce is reducing. I don't want that like super winey, just raw wine flavor in the finished sauce, so this will mellow it and cook off some of the alcohol, and some of those aromatics will dissipate. And then the lemon juice is going to give it a nice acidity, a little bit of an edge, so it's not just butter and wine, which can be very one note and kind of heavy and cloying. So very few ingredients, but they're all there for a reason. All right, feeling like we're getting reduced. We're getting a little bit of thickening happening. The bubbles are getting bigger. So I'm going to put in the butter. And just cooking this, swirling, and by really gently shaking the pan around, the sauce is going to emulsify. And by that, it just means that it's creamy and it doesn't look greasy. You want that like nice, sweet butter flavor. Use unsalted butter. The only thing that I put salt on so far was the shrimp. Speaking of the shrimp, they're going to go back in with any juices that have accumulated on the plate. The shrimp were 80% of the way cooked through, and then they cooked a little bit more off heat. So this step is really just about finishing. You can even turn the heat off. Cooking the shrimp the rest of the way through, and then you've got that really nice pan sauce happening, which is where the bread comes in. At this stage, and I actually might do it anyway because the sauce reduced a little bit. This is kind of a good thing to see. So if the sauce reduces too much, it's going to break and it'll start to look greasy, whereas before it was really nice and shiny and buttery looking and smooth. No big deal. That just means that enough water evaporated that the fat in the sauce has nothing to hold on to. It's not bound anymore. So I'm going to get a little bit of water, BRB. And this is a trick that I learned when I was a line cook, actually. Every line cook had on their station vegetable oil, olive oil, and a squeeze bottle also of water. A little splash of water will solve a lot of problems. And you can see that sauce is back together. Water, miracle ingredient. Can't cook without it. You really can't. So shrimp are cooked through. You can tell by looking at the thickest part of the shrimp, the seam right in the middle, making sure that it is not translucent anymore. All right. Shrimp. Basically, you just give the shrimp to one person and keep the pan sauce for yourself. No, that's really good with the shrimp. This is an incredibly inelegant way of getting sauce on the plate. And then to finish it off, just a little parsley. It's really all about the sauce. Shrimp scampi should be served with lots of crusty bread and good friends, and just get the bread in the sauce and like do the thing. And it's delicious. It's easy. It's buttery. Super buttery. I forgot to look up why it's called scampi. Damn it. I knew there was something I was supposed to do.
Scampi is a type of lobster.
So maybe it's that the shrimp is cooked in the style of scampi, which was also butter or garlic. I think it just means butter and garlic sauce. Feel free to correct me.
leave a comment below.
Isn't that what YouTube is for? Correcting?
Pretty much.
Please tell us in the comments below, along with any other comments you may have about my performance today.